Hi there. Hi, my name is Pam Fox, and thank you for being here. Rawtill4, what is it? There are 5 major components of Rawtill4. Before I start, I just want to, my last YouTube video, I did recommended Rawtill4, or recommended high-carb, low-fat vegan diets, and I forgot one, a very important one. There's a diet that was just released within the last month. It's very new. And its developer's name is Savy Menke. Her YouTube channel is Earthling Nutrition, and I will link that in the description box below. Her diet is called Fruit After 4, and it is what it sounds like. It's actually cooked starches for breakfast, cooked starches for lunch, and then fruit for dinner. And I really like her. I really like her channel. She is very much about the science behind her claims. I believe she's a certified naturopathic nutritionist. Don't quote me on that. But I really like Fruit After 4 for a couple of reasons, but I'm not going to get into that today. You can check out her channel, and I will talk more about Fruit After 4 at another time. Technically, I don't know if I should even be telling people that I'm on the Rawtill4 diet, because I have mixed it up so much in the past 9 months or so that some days I do fruit till noon, some days I do raw all day, some days I do cooked and then raw. So I really do mix it up quite a bit. I haven't really adhered to the Rawtill4 diet, but I did adhere to it for the first 60 days, and I had wonderful results, particularly with healing, which I talk about more in my very first video. And I'm going to talk about more specifically about the different areas that Rawtill4 promoted healing in my body. But today I want to talk specifically about Rawtill4. There are 5 major components to this lifestyle, which they prefer to call it a lifestyle and not a diet. Number 1, of course, is the food. That's the major foundation of the diet, and that it is high carb, low fat, vegan, raw during the day, and cooked for dinner. I highly recommend the Rawtill4 diet, obviously, because it worked for me in that it healed my digestive complications, it healed my allergies and asthma, and some other things as well. I have a ton of energy eating this way. I feel great. I will never go back. I don't adhere strictly to Rawtill4, but I do adhere strictly to a vegan lifestyle, specifically high carb, low fat, and low sodium. But I highly recommend Rawtill4 just because it worked for me. But I recommend if you're toying with the idea of becoming vegan, I recommended 3 diets in my last YouTube video. Today I'm also adding Fruit After 4 to those recommendations. And if you're toying with the idea of becoming vegan, but you don't like the idea of the Rawtill4 diet, there are others to choose from. They're all a little bit different. You can pick one that suits you and your lifestyle. But the Rawtill4 diet, the food is the major component. You're eating a lot of emphasis on fruit. So primarily you're eating fruit for breakfast, fruit for lunch, and you're trying to hit a 2,500 calorie goal per day if you're a woman, 3,000 calories if you're a man. This diet has helped a lot of people overcome eating disorders. Some women have what you might call an eating disorder and not even know it. So I've never considered myself to have an eating disorder, but I used to skip meals a lot. I would portion control from time to time. I never really got into calorie counting or calorie restricting specifically, but just trying to keep my calories low in order to manage my weight. Most women do that. And so when you do that, you're training your metabolism to be very effective at storing fat, because you're not giving your body calories and it gets used to that. And so then when you can't stand it anymore and you have to eat, and you eat everything in sight, or you go to a barbecue and there's really good food there and you say, screw it, I'm just going to eat. Your metabolism, third time, is now working, at this low rate, and you give it all this food, and it wants to store that for the next time you put it through a time of famine. So the Rawtill4, you're eating 3 meals a day. You never skip meals. I haven't skipped a meal in almost a year. Honestly, have not skipped a meal in almost a year, which is really unlike me. I used to very commonly skip meals for many, many years. Haven't skipped a meal in almost a year. So there's a lot of emphasis on getting in the calories, fueling the body. And I want to tell you that energy levels on this diet are insane. Wonderful. I never even knew it could be this way. I never knew I could have this much energy and feel this fantastic. And that's why I have this channel, and I want to share my experience with others, because I'm pretty sure that the same will happen for the majority of people. And I know it's happened for many people who've gone on this lifestyle. They've experienced healing, they've experienced weight loss, and they've experienced energy, lots and lots of energy. And it's just an amazing, wonderful way to live your life, filled with energy all of the time. So that's the food. Now the second component is sodium. It's a low sodium diet, so they recommend between 500 and 1,000 milligrams of sodium per day. And over at Banana TV, the Banana TV YouTube channel, they recently did a salt experiment that I think lasted, can't remember, 2 or 3 weeks. Very interesting. Check that out, Banana TV. I'll put the link for that as well. But salt, we know that salt is related to water retention. So I never used to worry about salt too much. I definitely cut back and was trying to begin to retrain my palate to have an appreciation for the natural flavors of foods. And that took me a while, but I did it. But once I watched Banana TV's experiment, their salt experiment, I've tried to put more emphasis on cutting back on my salt. I find sometimes, though, I'll also put a little salt on potatoes, for example, and then find that I didn't even really need it. So my palate really is becoming more and more retrained to appreciate the natural flavors of food and not need that salt. So that takes time. Number 3 is water. So they recommend to drink between 2 and 3 liters of water per day. And I don't really need to go into that. We all know we need to drink more water. They recommend 2 to 3 liters per day so that you're peeing clear or nearly clear. So that's number 3. Number 4 is sleep. A lot of emphasis on sleep. Good quality sleep, good quantity sleep. So they recommend on average 10 hours. So go to bed early, and don't make excuses for this. I know a lot of people will say, well, I can't help it. I have to get up early or whatever, my schedule. And that's just something I can't do that. But you've got to figure out a way to make this happen. It's very important. When I think back on how I used to just be tired all the time, or when my alarm would go off in the morning and I would just be exhausted, and I would sometimes just cry in the morning because I had to get out of bed. That doesn't happen anymore. My alarm goes off and I just get up and I'm fine. It's wonderful. Make sure you've got a good quality mattress. I mean, if you have to go out and buy one and put it on credit, I would say go ahead and do that, or save up your money. But make sure you've got a good quality mattress. If you need earplugs to keep you from being distracted by noises that you may have where you live, do that. Figure out a way to improve your quantity and your quality of sleep. I did, and I highly, highly recommend it. So the combination of getting in all that fuel and then getting enough sleep. At night is when our bodies go into their repair mode. That's the rest time of restoration for your body. It's when repairing takes place. So you want to give it quantity and quality, good quality sleep. Very important. And then the 5th component to Rawtill4 is exercise. So you don't get away without exercising, but they don't recommend intense exercise, and they don't even recommend daily exercise. Of course, if you want to exercise daily, I would say that's great. Go ahead and do that. But they recommend moderate exercise every other day, walking, biking, these kinds of things. They don't even recommend running unless it's something that you've done and you're accustomed to. I did not exercise before I came to this lifestyle. Once I started, I had so much energy that I couldn't help but exercise. I am fortunate enough that I have a workout facility where I work, so I began doing cardio workouts 5 days a week, 30 minutes, 5 days a week, moderate, you know, get on the treadmill, get on the bike, these kinds of things. And I couldn't believe it. I started an exercise program and I stuck to it consistently for months and months. Some days, if it was nice out, I'd bundle up and go outside and walk. We have a nice walking trail where I work. Go out and go for a 30-minute walk. And then I would do a little bit of weight training, maybe 5 or 10 minutes of weight training. Nothing big, but I really noticed an improvement in my fitness, and that felt great. And I began to become kind of addicted to that, just feeling strong and feeling flexible and having this just a new strength just to be able to carry out my daily life. Just felt wonderful. And I haven't given it up. I have been consistent with my exercise for almost a year since I started the Rawtill4 lifestyle. And that's not me. I have struggled with my whole life with finding that consistency in an exercise program. You know, you join a gym and then you don't go, or you buy a piece of exercise equipment and you don't use it. Or, you know, you jump on a treadmill and you think, oh, how much time has gone by? Only 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, I can't go anymore. I can get on a treadmill and go for 30 minutes. No problem. I mean, no problem. It's wonderful. So the exercise is the fifth component for Rawtill4. And once you start eating this food, you'll have the energy. That won't be an issue. Maybe finding the time in the day to fit it in is an issue, but find a way to do it and get your exercise in. You will be so glad you did, because it just feels so wonderful to feel strong again and to have endurance, these types of things. So I just want to encourage any viewers out there that are considering coming to the Rawtill4 lifestyle, or just coming to the vegan lifestyle, particularly if you're coming to it for healing. I just really want to encourage you to consider doing a 30-day challenge, whether it's on the starch solution. Look at these different diets and pick one that you think is realistic for you. I believe the starch solution is a very realistic diet for transitioning, because it does include a lot of your favorite foods that you're used to, like spaghetti or Mexican or pizza, you know, these kinds of things, but they're vegan. There are a lot of transitional vegan foods out there, like, you know, fake meats and turkeys and beefs and things like that. I don't eat any of those foods. I mean, rarely do I eat those foods. From time to time, I will try them, or if I'm at a restaurant, sometimes I'll try them. But for the most part, I try to stick to plants, to whole plant foods, because there's life in those foods. They're the least processed. But I just really recommend it if you're struggling with your health. You may not need to. Maybe you've struggled in your health your whole life, and you've tried, you've gone to doctors and you've tried alternative treatments and supplements and herbs, and maybe you tried going on what you considered a healthy diet for a period of time, and nothing has ever worked. I would just really, really encourage you to consider going on a 30-day vegan challenge, and prepare yourself before you do. Really know what you're doing, making sure you're meeting your caloric needs. If you're meeting your caloric needs, you'll most likely be meeting your nutrient needs. You got to get in the water. You've got to put an emphasis on sleep. And you've got to start moving. That will stimulate and pump your lymphatic system. And that's a great thing for getting the toxins out of your body. And if you've been on the standard American diet your whole life, then that's part of this process, is pumping out the crap, getting the bad stuff out, and letting the good stuff begin to nurture you and help your immune system to do its job. So I would really encourage you to do that, and you can do it. It's not that hard. It's not going to be nearly as hard as you think it's going to be. At least that was my experience. Becoming a vegan was very intimidating. It's something I never thought that I would do. But it wasn't nearly as hard. I love my food. I enjoy my food every single meal. I'm satiated every single meal. I never feel like I have to go without. It's wonderful. And I'm healthy. That's the best part. I'm healthier than I can remember ever being in a long, long time. And I feel great, and I have energy. I just, for myself, I just wish I had tried this years and years. I wish I had been eating this way my whole life. Obviously, I could have avoided so much poor health. So that's enough of that. Thank you so much for watching.